Today I'm taking a closer look at and showing you how to install the Switchback LED C-bar projector headlights with the chrome housings and clear lenses, fitting your 2017 through 2019 F-250 equipped with factory halogen headlights. Now these great looking options will be a wonderful choice for the halogen truck owners out there looking to update to a more modern projector while also adding some other modern features at the same time, including the LED daytime running lights, very reminiscent of the more premium trim level trucks for this year range, in addition to the switchback turn signals. Now these lights will feature a factory style chrome housing topped off with that clear lens and can be had all for right around that mid $600 price point for the pair. All right, let's run through some of the features here with these lights. And the first thing that you will notice is that these are going to be replacing your dated reflector style low and high beams with a more modern projector, again, both high and low. Not only just does this look a lot cooler, let's be honest, but it's also going to improve your nighttime visibility thanks to that brighter, more focused beam of light that really does increase your throw overall. Now, the biggest feature I think outside of the projectors will be the inclusion of the LED daytime running lights in that C-bar shape, that kind of iconic Super Duty shape, just like the factory LED headlights. Now those C-bars will also serve as your turn signals, as I mentioned earlier, thanks to what is called switchback technology. Basically gonna turn this bright white daytime running light bar into amber and then back to white again thanks to that switchback technology. Now the LED lighting doesn't stop there. These lights also include 3 stacked LEDs directly next to both your high and low beams here. And again, those are gonna really light up along with those daytime running lights. These lights are just really bristling, I'll say, with overall LED lighting. Now, as far as your construction is concerned, well, you can expect the factory style build here, as we mentioned earlier. This does include things like the chromed ABS plastic base or housing, which is then topped off with that crystal clear polycarbonate lens. Now, the lights do also include brand new bulbs, which is always great to point out. These things are ready to rock right out of the box, and they are fully adjustable, so you can aim them properly after the installation. Finally, guys, the C-bar projectors here are backed by a 1-year limited warranty in case you run into any issues. Price point for the C-bar options here will land in that mid $600 range, which I would say is pretty much on par with other halogen projectors on the site that also kick in some additional LED lighting. Now, if you did want to step into a full LED projector, we're talking about LED projectors, not halogen projectors like we got here, well then those will get you up into the $800, $900, even $1,000 price range for some of the more basic options, while options from like Morimoto, for instance, will get into the $1,500 to $1,700 mark, depending on what option you go with. So these really do span the category, but if you'd like to just update the look, get into a projector with some modern features, these are certainly gonna be worth a look. All right, last but not least, now we want to show you what it takes to get everything installed on your Super Duty at home. Site's going to call this one a solid 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, at least an hour to get in place from start to finish, depending on how fast you like to work. But to give you a better idea of how this one might go down in the garage or driveway at home, let's throw it out to the shop for our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
For this install, you will need an impact, a 10mm socket, a clip removal tool, some wire strippers and crimpers, the provided inline taps, and also not shown here, but for the way we did it, male spade connector and T-taps. What's up, folks? Today we're going to be doing some headlights on our F-250, but before we get started, we're going to send you to watch a quick video on how to remove your factory headlights, and we'll see you when you get back.
All right, guys, now obviously before we can get our new headlights installed, we're going to have to do some uninstall work here and get our old factory headlights out. To do that, we're going to remove the radiator shroud as well as the grille cover here, and so let's go ahead and get started with that. All right, guys, now to get the radiator shroud off, we have a whole series of these locking pins here. And if you've never worked with these before, they're basically 2 pieces. You lift up the center piece, that unlocks it, and then you pull up on the base. All you need is a flathead screwdriver to do that. All right guys, with all the pins removed, go ahead. And you're gonna have to pull out on the passenger side here a little bit to get this tab out from under, and then just lift it away. All right guys, next up we're gonna remove about 8 of these bolts here using a 10mm socket. All right, now with those bolts out from the top, all we have holding our grill on is a series of locking tabs that kind of push into slots that are mounted on the frame behind it. So all we're gonna need to do is grab onto the grill and give it a nice gentle but deliberate pull, and we should be able to get our grill off. All right guys, and we're gonna have a total of 4 10mm bolts we're gonna have to take out for each headlight, and we're gonna start at the bottom here. I'm kind of peeling down this rubber weather stripping here. It's between our bumper and our fender. And I have a 10mm socket on an extension. I'll take this out. All right guys, then we have 2 on the inside here. Again, a 10mm. All right guys, now we have the last one up on top here. All right, now the only thing holding in the headlight at this point, now we have those 4 bolts out, is a little bit of a locking tab. Just kind of pull it out like that. I'm lifting it down kind of gently here. We're going to unplug all of this before we pull our headlight away. We got a total of 4 harnesses that we're going to unplug here.
Alrighty folks, welcome back. Now that we've shown you how to remove your factory setup, it's time to get ready to put on our new lights. Now there's one thing we need to do before we install our new headlights, and that's going to be to add in this small harness. We're going to tap directly into our body side harness at our turn signal and marker light connector. So what we're going to do is grab our provided harness. Now these do come with an inline tap. However, we already have T-taps installed on our harness, so we're just going to go that route and install some male spade connectors. This is a very good option, honestly, because if you need to take it off for any reason, you can simply unplug it. It's pretty much one use and done with these. So if you feel like you want that modular ability, definitely go with your T-taps and male spade connectors, as we'll show you. Now, if you choose to go with your inline taps, you're simply going to place the wires on your provided harness into the closed end, so they can only go so far. Then we're going to tap into the factory wiring, which will show you which wires they are, and then you're going to close this around it and clamp that down. So we've got our harness and we've got our strippers and crimpers. We're going to pull off some of the sheathing just to expose that, gives it a better connection. We'll do that for both wires. We can grab our spade connectors. Now these are readily available at any auto parts store or hardware store. prefer a couple cents a piece, to be honest. We're gonna put that wire through into the connector. Now you wanna make sure it's only the exposed portion of the wire going to the part we're gonna be crimping. We'll just give that a good crimp. You know, squeeze that nice and tight. I like to give it a little tug afterwards just to make sure that connection's secure. And then we'll do the same thing for our other wire. Get that through. Grab our crimpers and crimp that down, and we're good to go. So now, as you can see, we have our DRL connector and turn signal connector here, and we already have our T-taps on. That's gonna work the same way in principle. It's just gonna wrap around the factory wiring and clamp down onto it, penetrating that sheathing to make a connection. So we're gonna grab our black and gray wire, and our black wire is gonna go into that. These just plug right in the ends, and then our yellow and blue for our yellow wire. Okay, so now we're gonna grab that connector we just added our wiring to, and we've got our headlight up, and that has a factory style connector right in the middle as our original one did. So we'll plug that in, and for the connector we just added to it, I'm gonna grab our matching one on our headlight, plug that in. You wanna make sure it snaps into place. We're gonna grab the rest of our body side connectors and plug those in. So we've got our marker light and our high and low beam. And those match up directly as factory style. We've also got a small ballast. It's gonna hang off the bottom of our headlight. Does have an adhesive back. There's a little square piece of our rad support. You can just stick that right in there, and we'll set our headlight in place. Make sure to get that over our weather stripping, under our bumper, our fender rather. I'll line that up right in place, and we can reinstall our hardware. Now that we have our headlight in place, we can reinstall our 10mm hardware, and we got our 10mm socket on our impact. We'll start with this upper one. You want to get this lined up. Put that one back in. And we'll get our two front ones back in. Now if you have these three in, you also want to remember that you have that lower outside 10mm bolt that's between your bumper and fender. We won't be reinstalling ours because due to many previous installs, we no longer have ours, but you definitely want to reinstall that at home. Then once you're done with this side, you can repeat the same process for the other side. Next, we can reinstall our grill. So we'll set this in place and line up all of our locators. Make sure the top lines up, and we'll give that a few firm pushes around to lock that back into place. Then we can reinstall our 10mm bolts up top. Now we'll get all 8 of our 10mm bolts back in the top of our grill. We've got our 10mm socket. And once we have these in place, we'll reinstall our upper shroud. Now we'll get this back in place. Remember to get your little air duct back in and tuck that under your hood release. Line everything back up, and we'll reinstall our push clips. We'll get our push clips back in. Make sure everything lines up. Now we are missing a few again because this truck has been taken apart many times, so you want to make sure to get them all back in place. Alrighty folks, that about wraps up our review and install of our switchback LED C-bar projector headlights with chrome housings and clear lenses for your 17 and 19 F-250 Super Duty with factory halogen headlights. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything F-250, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.